Universal Studios Hollywood has a lot to do and see, and the great thing about it is that it's totally possible to do everything in one day. My wife and I went to Universal Studios on December 29, 2015, one of the busiest times of the year, and we were able to experience it all. I hope this video helps you make the most out of your trip. I definitely recommend splurging for the front of the line pass. You'll wait in a separate line designated by the sign Gate A, and it easily reduces the wait time from over an hour to just 5 or 10 minutes. It also gets you front row seats at shows. The front of the line pass is scanned at the entrance of each ride, and it's good for one use per attraction. You can see the Hogwarts castle from the upper lot, and though the Wizarding World of Harry Potter doesn't open until April 7, 2016, it was really popular for people to take pictures in front of it. Driving to Universal Studios and parking is pretty hassle-free. No trams are needed to take you to and from. The park opens at 9 a.m. and if you're like me and want to maximize the time you spend, it's best to get there when it opens. The park is split in two sections, the upper and lower lot, separated by a very long escalator, and you start at the upper lot. My first stop was to get to the box office where I picked up my front of the line pass and a map. After that, you should head straight to the world famous studio tour. Remember that Universal Studios has been in the movie business for over 100 years and real movies are filmed there. On the tour, you get a behind the scenes look at how and where movies are made. As you're driving through the sets, the tour guide plays movie clips of the scenes filmed there. I had done the tour about 7 years prior, and I'd say while a lot of it was the same, they did add major updates such as the King Kong and Fast and the Furious 4D experiences, which were simply incredible. You'll have to see it for yourself. As you exit the studio tour, you enter Springfield where the Simpsons Ride is. One great thing about Universal Studios is they make good use of any time you spend waiting in line. They play video clips from the movie or TV show of the ride you're in, and they have fun videos with the characters explaining how the ride works. For this ride, I suggest grabbing a front row seat. After The Simpsons, head over to Shrek 4D, which is a 20-minute 3D movie that takes place after the events of the first film. The season was Grinchmas, as you can tell. There were many performances by the Who's of Whoville. The Despicable Me Minion Mayhem ride was up next. Plenty of time to take a picture with a minion before heading in. The story behind this ride is that you are transformed into a minion and are being trained to be a minion by Gru's children. Once the ride is over, beware of the gift shop. There are 3 shows to check out on the upper lot, and your day should be scheduled around the show times. The first show we went to was the Animal Actors Show. It started at 1 p.m., but make sure you start waiting 30 minutes prior. Also, if you have a VIP or front of the line pass, you'll want to be sure to wait at the Gate A entrance because you'll get front row seats. The front of the line and VIP pass holders can stay back after the audience is dismissed to have a few extra minutes of behind the scenes access to see how they put the show together. It's a little interesting, but in our case, staying back for it caused us to miss the start of our next show. We headed to the lower lot to wait for our next show and decided to check out the Jurassic Park ride. I wanted to highlight the difference in wait between the front of the line pass and the standard line. On the right is the front of the line pass and the left is your standard waiting line. This ride is in a boat and you do get wet, but don't be afraid. As you can see, I didn't really get that wet. The Mummy ride was temporarily closed, so it's a good idea to check ushwaittimes.com for up-to-date information on the rides. But it was about time for our next show anyway, so we began heading back up to the upper lot. The special effects show was next. It's a lot of fun, and the hosts of the show come out to the line while you wait, and if you're lucky enough, you might get chosen to participate in the show. Yes, they still have Waterworld. I've seen this show at least 3 times in the past 15 years, but I still haven't seen the movie. The seats that get you wet are labeled and are green, but if you're sitting in the middle of the auditorium, better scoot up one more row just to be safe. After watching all the shows, it's time to head down to the lower lot to finish up the rides. Mummy Returns reopened and had a 75-minute wait, which we were able to cut down to about 10 minutes. You aren't allowed to bring your backpack or any loose items on this ride, so they provide free lockers for you to use for up to 90 minutes. They are pretty fancy and use your fingerprint to lock and unlock. During busy times, you may have to wait to find an open locker, but if you try out different kiosks in the locker room, you should be able to find one pretty quickly. Transformers was our last ride of the day. You're sitting in an Autobot on a 3D adventure. For this one, I also recommend going for first row if possible. By 5:19 p.m. we were done with plenty of time to spare to eat dinner and play carnival games, well before the park closes at 10 p.m. I hope this video has helped you plan your trip. Thank you for listening.